You're a freelancer. You wake up to 50 emails, 3 deadlines, and a client who wants revisions yesterday. Sound familiar? For years, that was my life. But then I discovered something that changed everything. I automated nearly every repetitive task in my workflow using AI. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint to save 20 hours a week and focus on what actually matters: your craft and your life. Let me set the scene. Before automation, my typical day was chaos. I'd spend 2 hours just sorting emails, another hour writing proposals, 3 hours on social media, and then desperately try to fit in actual client work. Burnout was inevitable. I was working 60-hour weeks but making less than when I started. Something had to give. That something was AI. I started treating AI as my virtual assistant, not a threat. I built a system that handles the grunt work so I can focus on high-value tasks. And the best part? It costs less than a Netflix subscription. Let's start with client communication. The biggest time sink was drafting emails, proposals, and follow-ups. Now, I use ChatGPT and Claude for this. I have a library of saved prompts that generate professional emails in seconds. For example, when a new inquiry comes in, I forward it to a custom GPT that analyzes the request, checks my availability, and drafts a response. I spend 30 seconds reviewing it, then hit send. That's 2 hours saved per day. Then there's content creation. As a freelance writer and consultant, I need to produce blogs, social posts, and video scripts. I use a combination of ChatGPT for outlines and Claude for deeper research. I feed them my style guide and previous work so the output sounds like me. One prompt I love: write a 1,000-word blog post about topic in the style of my name. Include 3 actionable tips and a personal anecdote. It gives me a draft in minutes. I edit it for 10 minutes and it's ready. That used to take me half a day. Now let's talk about project management. I used to waste hours updating Trello boards and sending status reports. Now, I have an AI agent connected to my project management tool via Zapier. Every time I complete a task, it automatically updates the board, sends a progress report to the client, and logs my time. I didn't even build this from scratch. I used Cursor AI to generate a script that integrates with the API. It took 20 minutes to set up, but it saves me an hour every day. For those of you who code, or even if you don't, Cursor is a game changer. It's an AI-powered code editor that can write entire functions based on a comment. For example, I needed a script to automatically rename and organize my downloaded assets. I wrote a comment: create a Python script that sorts downloaded images into folders by date and category. It wrote the code in 10 seconds. I tested it, it worked, and that's another manual task automated. Let's not forget invoicing and accounting. I use a combination of QuickBooks and an AI tool called Indy. It automatically tracks my time from the tasks I log, generates invoices based on my hourly rate, and even sends payment reminders. I also have a Claude prompt that analyzes my expenses and gives me tax-saving recommendations. I haven't manually touched an invoice in 6 months. Social media management is another huge win. I use Buffer for scheduling, but the content ideas come from an AI workflow. I have a custom GPT that monitors trending topics in my niche, generates post ideas, and writes captions. It even suggests hashtags. I just pick the ones I like and schedule them in bulk once a week. That's 10 hours of social media work compressed into 30 minutes. Now, you might think, this sounds great, but isn't it complicated to set up? No, it's not. And that's the beauty of modern AI tools. Most of them are no-code. You can create automated workflows using tools like Zapier, Make, or even ChatGPT's built-in integrations. For example, I have a Zap that triggers every time I receive an email with the word project in the subject line. It creates a task in my to-do list, generates a response draft, and adds a calendar event for a follow-up. All without me lifting a finger. One of my favorite tools is RuCode, a VS Code extension that lets you set up AI agents that can run terminal commands, edit files, and even push code to GitHub. I use it to automate my blog deployment. When I finish writing a post in Markdown, RuCode converts it to HTML, optimizes images, and uploads it to my server. I just hit deploy and it's done in seconds. But automation isn't just about tools. It's about mindset. You have to be willing to trust the AI. Start small. Pick one task that annoys you the most and automate just that. For me, it was email sorting. Once I saw that working, I added more. Gradually, I built a system that runs on autopilot. Let me show you a real example. This morning, I woke up to 23 emails. Before automation, I'd spend an hour sorting them. Now, my AI assistant has already categorized them. 5 are urgent, 7 are newsletters I can read later, 2 are spam, and 9 are client inquiries with draft responses ready. I reviewed the drafts, made 3 edits, and answered all clients in under 10 minutes. Then, my AI generated a daily task list based on my calendar and priorities. I started work at 9 a.m. with a clear plan. I also use AI for research and learning. As a freelancer, you need to stay updated. I have a nightly briefing generated by an AI that scrapes top articles from my industry, summarizes them, and sends me a 5-minute read. I get the insights without the scrolling. Now, what about the cost? The tools I use are mostly freemium. ChatGPT Plus is $20 per month. Claude Pro is another $20. Cursor is $20, and Zapier is $30 for the starter plan. That's $90 total, which is less than I used to spend on coffee during those long work hours. And the ROI? I'm now booking 3 times more clients because I have the capacity to take on more work without sacrificing quality. But here's the key. Automation doesn't mean you're disposable. It means you're leveraging technology to do what humans aren't great at: repetition and speed. You still bring creativity, strategy, and empathy. Those are uniquely human. The AI handles the boring stuff so you can shine. Let me give you a counterexample. One freelancer I know tried to automate everything at once. He built complex apps, used 5 different AI tools, and ended up with a system that was more work than manual. The lesson: automate incrementally. Start with one workflow, test it, refine it, then expand. And always keep a human in the loop. For those of you who are developers, you can take this even further. Use VS Code extensions like Blackbox or Klein to generate code, debug, and refactor. I built a custom AI agent that monitors my freelance dashboard and alerts me if a project is falling behind. It even suggests next steps. Took me an afternoon to build, but it's like having a project manager 24/7. Now let's talk about Google's AI tools. Gemini is great for quick research and summarization. I use it to analyze competitor websites and generate SWOT reports. And Google's new AI automation in Workspace can draft emails, create slides, and even take meeting notes. If you're a Google user, this is a no-brainer. Another powerful tool is Midjourney for visuals. I used to hire designers for simple social media graphics. Now, I generate them with Midjourney in seconds. I have a prompt template: create a modern, minimalistic illustration of concept with a blue and orange color scheme, suitable for a LinkedIn post. It saves me hundreds of dollars a month. And for video content, Sora is still in beta, but I've tested it. It can generate short video clips based on text prompts. For example, I needed a background video for a client's social ad. I typed, "cinematic shot of a freelancer working at a laptop with city lights in background," and got a usable clip in seconds. But I want to emphasize that the most important automation is your personal assistant AI. I use a custom GPT that knows my schedule, my clients, my voice, and my goals. It can write a proposal, create a timeline, and even suggest pricing. It's like having a clone. Now, let's talk about prompt engineering. This is the key to getting good results. Be specific, give context, and use examples. Instead of write an email, say, write a friendly but professional follow-up email to client Sarah about project deadline extension. Include a thank you and a new timeline. The better your prompt, the less editing you'll need. I also use a prompt library. I have prompts for every occasion: client onboarding, feedback requests, scope creep management, and even holiday greetings. I just copy-paste and fill in the blanks. But what about the critics? Some say AI makes work impersonal. I argue it does the opposite. By automating the admin, I have more time for video calls, personalized feedback, and thoughtful conversations. My clients are happier because I'm more responsive and less stressed. Let me show you my weekly time breakdown. Before automation: admin 20 hours, content creation 15, client work 20, learning 5. Total 60 hours. After automation: admin 2 hours, content creation 8, client work 30, learning 5, free time 15. Total 60 hours, but I'm actually working less on drudgery and more on what matters. For those of you thinking, I'm not technical enough, I hear you, but you don't need to be. Tools like Zapier have templates. ChatGPT can guide you step by step, and there are countless tutorials. Start with one simple automation like auto-replying to common emails. That alone can save you an hour a day. Now, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next week, track every task you do. Identify the top 3 that are repetitive and low value. Then, spend 1 hour automating just one of them. By the end of the month, you'll have saved 20 hours. Imagine what you could do with that time. Learn a new skill, spend time with family, or take on more clients and double your income. That's the power of automation. It's not about replacing yourself. It's about upgrading your life. And with AI tools getting better and cheaper every day, there's never been a better time to start. If you found this valuable, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the playlist below for more detailed tutorials. I've linked the exact tools and prompts I use in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now go automate something.